Welcome to HappyHolidaysParts.com. Today we are going to talk about the Department 56 Up and Away. Now the version we're looking at today is a 110-120 volt version. Uses a black adapter in between the motor shaft and the rod that goes into the unit. There's also another unit that uses no adapter but goes right into the motor shaft. Now, the first thing we will do is cut the bottom of the base of the unit. This will allow us to get into the motor assembly. You can remove the screws. Now, for illustration purposes, we have a test unit with the whole bottom removed. Now, as you can see, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screws. You'll need to remove them to remove the motor assembly from the top of the unit. Now, to remove the motor, there's 2 rivets that hold it onto the base. Put a piece of paper towel down when you're drilling, it will accumulate the filings and then you can just toss it in the garbage. Now I like to use a drill bit that's a little bit larger than the rivets itself. Now there's 2 ways to drill the rivets out, from the top or the bottom. Depending on your skills, you may want to drill it from the top of the motor, or you can drill it from the bottom, whichever which way you prefer. Drilling the rivets out, be careful not to drill into the plastic of the unit. Now, clean the unit up of all debris from the drilling. Once this is done, we can now go to the next step in our process. If you're interested in this kit for this unit, you can get it on our website at HappyHolidaysParts.com. Scroll down to Store and Department 56 and you'll find the kit on our website. Now the kit comes with 1 motor and mounting hardware. The black shaft is not with the kit. Now let's assemble the motor onto the plate. Before you do, check the black adapter that comes with your unit. Stick the rod into it and make sure that the black adapter is working properly. It should be firm and it should not rotate easily in the hole of the adapter. Now, take your screws and put them through the plate. The screws are made so that they are flush with the top of the plate. Flip the unit over and put the nuts on the back of the unit. These nuts are self-locking, so once you have it tight, they should not move. Take your pliers and your Phillips screwdriver and tighten the screws. Do not over tighten, as you do not want to damage the plastic on the unit. Let's reinstall the adapter on the motor shaft. Now screw it on. Do not over tighten, as you may strip the screws or break it off into the shaft. Now I like to put a little bit of a silicone adhesive in between the shaft and the adapter. This will help keep it in place and not allow it to unscrew while it's running in the unit. Do not get any silicone on the motor itself. As you can see from the video, we're just applying a small amount of silicone on the shaft and on the adapter. Now that we have applied the silicone between the base of the motor shaft and the adapter, let's cut some heat shrink tubing. I like to cut it about 1/2 inch. We will use the rivets and the heat shrink tubing in a bit. Now, let's reinstall the plate back onto the base. Please align the black motor adapter and the base back up to the unit. Once you have all the screws in, we can now attach the wires to the cord coming out from the unit. There is no polarity on this motor, so any which way is okay. Splice your wires and reattach the wires to the cord coming from the base of the unit. Now put your rivets back on the wires and turn in a clockwise position. Do not over tighten. Now, using a heat gun. Now, if you do not have a heat gun, you can also use a hair dryer. You can pick up the heat shrink tubing at any local hardware store. Now, be careful. The heat gun is very hot. You may have to use a pair of needle nose pliers to finish the job, as you can see from the video. Hold the wire with your needle nose pliers and apply heat. Now, do not apply too much heat, as you may damage the heat shrink tubing or melt the coating on the wires. Once the heat shrink tubing is shrunk over the connectors, you can now finish up the project. One of the most important things about finishing the unit is to tie wrap the cord to one of the lugs coming out of the base of the unit. As you can see, I've used two tie wraps, one to tie wrap both rivets together, and the other. By using two tie wraps, we're securely keeping the electrical together and it won't pull out of the unit. Now, at Happy Holidays Parts, we make bases for units when we repair. So this one here, we have routed out for this unit. Now, we like to use just a silicone adhesive just in case we ever have to service the unit. It is easy to pull off. Apply a small amount around the base of the unit. Now, tip of the day. If for some reason the unit not running when you install the new motor, check the fuse. The fuse might have blown from the old motor. Now, as you can see, the unit is running and the reindeer and Santa are going around. We thank you for watching this installation video.
Thank you for watching our informative video series at Happy Holidays Parts and Repair, where the love of Christmas is all year round. Thank you for joining us.